Okay, that didn't work out the way it was supposed to. I was supposed to be walking back. But that estate sale sign. So I ended up spending 20 bucks. And so I started out with my aunt and I were joking around talking about getting her a pair of roller skates. So I got her a pair of roller skates. So that's that. And then the skis and the snowboard are going to go in the garden. The skis, I was thinking I could take bamboo and separate the skis and I can make a trellis with that for next year for my cucumbers. Wouldn't that be cute? And I'm going to leave them red. I like that red. I was just talking about how that's my favorite color. And boom, 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 boom. Shakalaka. I'm so stoked. So, got them cool things. And then I got this, which I think is a snowboard. Because the last time I bought something like this, it ended up being like a water board. And then my son claimed it, which was really a bummer because I've been wanting to put it in my yard. So I'm hoping that I can trade this out to him because the water board that I have says 5150 on it. And I want that one way better than this Craig Kelly Burton. I don't even know what this is. But this one's not as cool as the other one that I bought. So I'm hoping I can trade this out. Like maybe. And then I got this I got for free. It's this hideous looking part of a shelf. But I'm going to paint it brown. And it might go into the garage or into, because I'm going to move that garden shed and I'm going to want shelving in there. So it might end up in there. But it's definitely getting painted because it's hideous. And then I bought this thing. And my big paintbrushes are going to go in it. I think it's a makeup case, but whatever. I always turn them into paintbrush holders for my art. And I brought this green sign or whatever, mostly because I like the shape. And I can hang it up in the garage, and it gives more color. And it's ironic because none of us drink beer, so it's funny when we have stuff like that in the garage when we don't even drink beer. And then this, oh, I got this cool paper hat. I think this cool paper hat is cool. So, and then I got this. I bought it for the rope. It's at $1. And then when I dumped it out, I don't know what. It says it's a high limb chainsaw thingy. And there's like a chainsaw thing on it. So now I have to wait and ask my son if I can rip this apart or if it's something that can stay in the garage in case, because we do have big trees, even though he would cut the limbs if they needed the limbs cut or whatever. But maybe that's just something, I don't know if it's an important enough tool to keep or if I can tear it apart. You know how it is. Anyway, I was supposed to walk back, but then when I was shopping at the estate sale, my son-in-law went to the gas station to get gas, and I saw him, and I was like, yes, pack my stuff home for me. And then I just got in the truck with him because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to walk. Look, I left my sprinkler on, and my dog was very unhappy about it because it didn't rain today. And so I decided just to, oh, but the wind finished knocking that over. Dang it. That's why I bought the rope, was to try to hold it back. Oh. Well, there goes that. Dang it. There's a few heads that I can harvest. I guess I can give some to Norma. She'll enjoy it. Okay, what other things can I tell you about? I graduated in 91. I was married, had 2 children, was married for 15 years, got a divorce. But I do get along with my ex-husband. He does come and visit my 2 children who live on the same property, which I had to do a lot of maneuvering to get that. Thank goodness rent prices went up and both my kids went, "Ah, Mommy!" And I went, "Yes! Let's just all live on one property. Saves us in gas driving to each other's houses." And so we've been doing this, my daughter and I, for almost 4 since 2019, December. And then my son recently came over 6 months ago. And we're just, living it up here. I'm building this garden. It's like more of an artistic type thing while things are growing, because plants grow slow. And what other things? Like, my favorite car is my white Jetta, and it's a 98. I love my Jetta. I do like 70s, 80s old Chevys. I think are really cool. I really love those trucks. I love driving those. My favorite truck I ever drove was a 1979 Chevy. Loved it. And then, let's see, what else? I don't really watch TV because I'm ADHD and my attention span, I cannot focus on it. So I generally just put stuff on like for noise background. And usually I pick things like Raising Hope or, what do they call that? The Goldbergs. Things like that. And because I've been playing them for several years over and over and over and over again, I think I've pretty much seen, or at least acknowledged, all of the shows on all of the seasons. And that's pretty much it. I used to do it back in the day with friends too. I don't really watch it, but it's in background noise. Stuff like that. What else? I like to listen to music. I like to play outside a lot. That is like my favorite thing to do, is just to play outside. I like to walk on the beach. I like to pick up shells and rocks. I like to take pictures. I like to do videos. I like to paint. I like all animals except for, don't care for snakes. I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm pretty much not afraid of any animals. I've been bit by all kinds of dogs a bunch of millions of thousands of times, because I used to have 8 pit bulls at one time. So I rescued dogs, especially pit bulls, for a long time, and you just get bit in the mix every once in a while. Breaking up dog fights or just, building trust. Let's see, what else? I was a VIP agent at Circus Circus for Mandalay Bay in Nevada for many years. And let's see. I like to drive around sometimes. Not a big shopper unless it's like stuff I'm gonna buy for the yard. Then that is like, I'm all over it. I have an extreme case of a shoe fetish where I have lots of shoes. An embarrassingly amount that I have gotten to the point that after I got past 54 pairs, I never counted again. Because I'm horrified at how many pairs that I have. And I don't try to buy any shoes anymore. Let's see, except for sandals or flip-flops, because I run through those. I like to shoot bows and arrows. I can shoot a gun. I learned all that kind of stuff from my dad. I can fish. My My dad was like really big on survival. So me, my brother, and my sister would have to, like, you put us on the side of the river with nothing and tell us we have to catch a fish. So you have a choice. You could do it with your bare hands. You could try to find a sharp stick. Or I would cheat. I would just wade in until I was about thigh high, knee high, thigh high, and then just drag my feet along the bottom and try to find an old fishing line. And then just go follow that hook and fish that way, because it's a lot faster than trying to all the other stuff. And we would get rewards for who would catch it or who would ever complete like his little tasks. Like one time he shaved off all the limbs on a tree and we had to shimmy up there for like, I remember it was like almost a month. My brother and I kept trying and trying and trying, because that's where my dad would crawl up there and tie our lunch up there. And then we would beat it with rocks and sticks. And then we'd just have a messed up lunch. Till we learned to get up there and get it ourselves. We're determined. Like, if we couldn't get our lunch, like if we gave up, we would just go to the neighbor's house and eat out of her garden. Like, it was no big deal. We were not about to go in and say that we were defeated. Because then my dad would go get our lunch, and then he would, you know, ha, you can't do it, nah. So, we were determined. All right, I'm going to end this one. This one was part 2 of getting to know me, I guess. Ask questions, it would be much easier.